morning. Good morning. Today is day 3 of Focus and Flow, so welcome. And today we're talking about habit stacking. Have you heard about it? You do it naturally every day, but now we're going to do it purposefully so that we can engage in our regular habit stacks that are formed in concrete inside our minds, and we can do it purposefully by adding in certain things into our daily routine that empower us. Good morning. Thank you for joining. I did pre-record this on another format, so I'll do both today. So with a habit stack, what is it? Well, it's the routine. We are creatures of routine and habit. And what we have in our lives are simply routines. We wake up in the morning, and what happens? Well, my feet hit the floor. I go through the kitchen, I turn on the cappuccino machine, I go into the living room and shut off my cell phone that's plugged in out there so that it stops the little alarm from running. Then I turn around, I start a fire, and I can even tell you the sequence of that. Move back into the kitchen, grab 3 spoons, 2 cups, grab the coffee urn, put it in front of the cappuccino machine, fill it up with water, and then I begin. So these are the habits and routines that we normally have, right? So what if we could even make it spicier? So one of the things that I would add, and we're going to talk about theta brainwave tomorrow in day 4, but for example, I have my stack, my morning routine that's built in stone, and I am so good at it, I don't even think about it. So, and the same as you, like think about getting in the shower. Which armpit do you wash first, right? It's a routine. You don't think about it, you just do it. And it's the same thing day after day after day after day. So these are key elements of empowerment. Take something that we are an expert at and add in a couple little things that are going to empower you for your future to create the big wins that you want for your future self. So, getting back to theta, there's this thing called theta brainwaves. And we wake up, thank you, good morning. We wake up every morning and we pass through this particular brainwave. It happens when we go to sleep as well. And this brainwave is very receptive to suggestion. So, I have a gratitude practice as I'm dropping into theta every night to sleep, which sets my brain on a very powerful course that I look for gratitude now. It just shows up just like a routine. What I notice in my world and all around me are things that I'm grateful for. So in the morning, what I want to do as I'm coming up through theta, before I've even opened my eyes, I think about what I'm grateful for, or what is my intention for my future? What is my intention today that could create a better tomorrow? So isn't that cool? So as I'm coming up, before my feet even hit the ground, there's that 2 to 3 minutes of sleepy waking state where I engage my mind in a vision for my future. What is it going to look like? What is it going to feel like when I achieve it? What does that feel like inside my body when I've accomplished something, when I'm proud of myself, when I feel at peace? What is the journey today? And what is my goal for tomorrow? Because those are 2 very different things. If we simply go to the goal, we kind of miss all that sweet stuff in between. We miss what it feels like to accomplish. We miss what it feels like for all of those micro wins that got us to the hoorah moment. So the important thing is, what do I want to experience as I am moving towards my goal at some point in the future? And these are the keys, because if we simply move towards our goal, we may get bored with it. We may drop it somewhere in between, because life is happening And we want to enjoy all the sweet moments in between. So expect that there can be setbacks, not just from boredom, but from routine when we go off on holidays, for example. Or what happens if we got the flu and we're really not up to it? Maybe someone else will make the morning coffee today. So expect that these challenges naturally come into our lives, and that when that challenge is completed, has a beginning, a middle, and an end, just like an acute illness, we will get back into our routine because they are set in stone. Just like our morning routine, just like getting into the bathroom in the morning, we do certain things in certain orders, and they are solid. So this is when we have a powerful process inside our brain that we can add one more Lego block, one more habit that truly empowers us to move towards the future that we desire for ourselves. If you're bored, you can mix it up. So I could get up in the morning and turn off my phone first, then make the fire. If it gets cold, that's probably what I'll do. And then return to the kitchen, turn on the cappuccino machine, and move through my routine. So I have flexibility. It's like dancing. I can do a two-step just as easy as I can spin. So dip me now. This is the way that we master our inactivity. If we have a habit stack in place for when we're at work, and especially for all of us soulpreneurs that have to be self-motivated, getting to the office in the morning, turning on the computer, when it's easier to watch Kelly and Ryan on TV because there's a guest that you want to see. So this moves us forward because we have this routine. And we have it all the time. For example, we get these little notifications that pop up on Facebook. And maybe if you were tuning into me this morning, it's because you got a little reminder to pop up. You heard the signal, so auditory signaling. You visually maybe saw the reminder pop up on your screen, so we got the visual reminder. And then there is a certain desire within your body to tune in. We are creatures of habit, and our advertisers depend on it. But we have to understand that our intake of the world happens through our senses. Everything that we see, hear, smell, taste, or feel emotionally or kinesthetically is how we make sense of our world. And advertisers know that and use it to our advantage. But now we know it too, and so we can also use it to empower ourselves. We know that we have these triggers already set up, usually connected to a location, a time, and an activity. So we can use it to our advantage. We have a checklist. So we want it to be logical. We want ourselves to have micro wins. It keeps us accountable. Tell a buddy, have a friend, run with a group of people so you don't want to let people down. Have a coach. Some people hire a trainer because they know they're going to go to the gym and do their routine because their trainer is waiting for them there. And even there is a sequence, a logical sequence that you move through. And if you want to add one more muscle group, then they'll add a habit, a stack within that already created sequence, and this makes it very logical for us. And then we need to reward ourselves. When we simply look towards the goal, we miss all the sweet stuff in between, right? If we were simply looking towards our goal, maybe we might not enjoy the taste of our morning coffee. We might not look into that crackling fire with our feet up and feeling the warmth as it soaks through our cold pajamas and gets right down to the coziness of our skin. So there's these micro wins. They not only tell us that we're moving forward, but it's the enjoyable part. And then notice that somewhere along these little routines, especially when it comes to workout or losing weight, or even if it's towards a really super big goal that we have, Sometimes we might notice that we self-sabotage, that I'm not good enough, so I can't really do this. Who am I kidding? Right? We have these self-limiting beliefs that are often what I call the crazy DJ inside the head, running a routine that says, who are we to kid ourselves? And this can be treated as a blessing. Once that awareness has popped into our mind, this one, we have about 42 days to figure it out. And this is where a coach comes in really handy, because we look at these saboteurs. They're not real. They've been created through a wound that we got long ago that we probably don't even remember. But what they do is they stop us from moving towards our dreams. They keep us from achieving the greatest things that we can. And I'm going to tell you, there's a genius within, and you can certainly achieve the goal that you want if you move out of your own way. Because we are our own saboteurs, right? We have so many cheerleaders in our lives, those people that truly believe in our own greatness when we don't believe in it ourselves. But when we have a habit stack, we can overcome that more easily. And then we have other routines and other ways to remove permanently those crazy DJs inside our head. So we focus on our habit stack naturally because it's a habit. And then we repeat, repeat, repeat. So these create like a muscle memory when we work out. We've got that, right? When we've sort of haven't been to the gym for a while, we kind of go like, oh my God, it's going to be hard. But then we realize that our muscles remember, and we quickly get back into our routine, and it doesn't take us as long as it did the first time, right? So there's that continuity. Remembering to enjoy the experience of achieving your goal as well. This helps us make our habit stack doable, but also eliminating more excuses for not doing what's good for us. There's other things that we can add to our habit stack, which makes our bodies feel good. For example, 5-5-7 breathing. 5 seconds on the way in, feeling the air enter through our nose, actually noticing the air enter our body, the sweetness as it nourishes every cell within us. Holding our breath for 5 seconds and then releasing our breath over a 7-second period. Not only does this trick our brain into thinking that we're in the most relaxed sunny beach, sitting on the beach reading, that nothing could be wrong in the world because we are just breathing. And these are the cool things because we actually are our own creator. We can move anxiety out of our body quicker than you can snap your fingers, and I can show you how. But within our habit stack, we can create the nuances of these feelings within our body, knowing that we are the creator and we are in control of not only our own bodies, but our lives. We can include what I call affirmations, but with a more meaty inner side. Or if you're a tofu person, put it in there. Because an affirmation without the aspect of manifestation doesn't move us very far. What we need to do is to tell our brain that it's already happened, that we've already achieved our goal. So an affirmation about what we want for our future should be put into the tense where it's already happened. So rather than wanting, we have. So these are the nuances of mind science. And then we want to give it a shape, a color, a texture, a tone, a feeling. We want to embody that feeling of achievement, of attaining the goal that we've set for ourselves, the goal that we have in our mind, because our brains don't recognize the difference between reality and fantasy. And when you hear the sound of Jaws moving through the room, doo-doo, 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 you may still get that feeling that you did when you were 12 and watched Jaws, like I was. As you pick your feet up off the couch, or as you watch a scary movie and you feel your heart rate rise. Our brain has been tricked as we're sitting on the safety of our couch, that we can watch danger move past us on a screen, completely safe, but still have that feeling of fear. Isn't that fun? So the other thing we want to do is we want to anchor. We want to anchor these triggers. I think my morning routine is anchored by my feet hitting the coolness of the carpet on the floor. As soon as my feet hit the floor, I know what comes next. Not do I stand there and just look out the window, right? I am set in motion, and I'm set in motion on a firmly fixed routine that makes my morning satisfying. So these are cool. So a habit takes about 21 to 66 days. That's a wide window, isn't it? And anywhere up to 254 days. But we can speed it up with neuroscience by finding these natural processes of our mind and then just adding a few little things in between. It's kind of like building a sandwich, right? Maybe you want to try adding cucumbers. You've got your 2 pieces of bread, add your butter, whatever sauce you want, and now we stack what's in between. And when you want to vary it, you remove one item and put another item in, or you simply keep double decorating it. Same thing, build your sandwich and then enjoy the taste, because it is the journey that matters. So these are the keys to enjoy all the processes in between the goal. That's the sweet spot. That's life. It's the journey. So thank you for joining me today for Focus and Flow and Habit Stacking. I'd love to have this conversation in person. You can contact me at yes@lifecoachadele.com or simply text me, and I'll send you a link where you can set up a 30-minute consult with me at no charge. Until then, I wish you an amazing day. Stay well out there. Bye now.